if you have a budget for your marketing campaigns for your company, in this video, we're going to show you how to potentially 3x or 5x, or maybe in some scenarios, 10x your return on investment using nothing but Google Ads. So I'm not a marketing expert, no Google Ads expert, but Remy here have been working for more than 4 years at Google, and I've seen many different accounts, lots of different situations. So any business you're working on, I'm sure in this video, this method we're going to talk to you about will help you smash your Google Ads strategy and optimize all your campaigns on Google Ads. Right, Remy?
Yeah, thanks Mo for having me. Actually, did you know that more than 98% of European companies don't use their marketing data as much as they could? It's a study made by Boston Consulting Group. And that's why in this video, we're going to see lots of details about how you can structure your Google Ads account, how you can structure your campaigns, and how you will optimize your performance on Google Ads. So yeah, we have lots of stuff to see together.
Perfect, thank you. Let's go then. Okay, so before we start, just a little bit about us. My name is Mo. I'm the co-founder of Studio Majorel, the family's content studio. We basically help companies and creators make great podcasts and talk shows and so on. But enough talking about me. Remy, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your company?
Yeah, so as you said, I've been working at Google for 4 years. And actually, I met my associate, Anthony, at Google 4 years ago. And we have worked there, and our jobs were about supporting advertisers on their Google Ads strategy. So it was really focused on Google Ads. And then we left Google 2 years ago to create Datashake to support advertisers, but not only on Google Ads, but also on Facebook Ads, LinkedIn, Bing, Amazon, Twitter, and so on. And now we support them with 3 ways. Either we support them by managing their campaigns, so we support 100% them on their campaigns, and we manage everything. Either we do some trainings with them to make them know more about Google Ads, Google Analytics, Facebook, and so on. Either we do one-shot consulting missions. So yeah, based on the client needs, we can adapt what we're going to do with them. And now we are a team of 13 people. We have supported more than 100 advertisers, so it's growing for us. So that's great, yeah.
Okay, amazing. So now for this video, it's like a free consulting session, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. I'm gonna use it as much as I can.
Okay.
Let's talk about my company as an example. In my case, I never did any Google Ads, or maybe some small, just to try campaigns. I know how Google Ads work basically in general, but I never invested real budget. So I'm sure lots of people looking at us today have the same problem. You don't know where to start exactly, how much you need to invest to have a good strategy and a good return on investment. How much time you have to wait for this return on investment to come. And also, basically, I think the general question is it effective? Like, is it maybe too late to use Google Ads right now? Maybe there's too much people using it, or maybe it's the costs are too high, so it's not a good opportunity today. We're gonna answer all of these questions in this video. So yeah, can you start maybe with how to maybe the budget and how to start a campaign?
Yeah. So in terms of budget, and I'm going to answer to your other questions later, but in terms of budget, I always recommend starting with a minimum of 1,000 euros per month. Why? Because on Google Ads and on other platforms like Google, you always need to A/B test lots of things. And if you have a budget that is too small, you won't have enough space to test ads, keywords, types of campaigns. So you need that amount, that minimum amount, I would say, to A/B test what you can
So
you
like
can do.
1,000 euros for 1 month,
Yeah.
and I will see results after that, or maybe I will have to wait maybe 3 months to see real results. How much time?
I would say that after 2, 3, 4 weeks, if your structure is good, after 3, 4 weeks, you start having results, and you can see if some campaigns are profitable for you, and if some others are not, and then you can start to optimize. We're going to see that later today, and see how you can optimize your campaigns once they are launched. But yeah, you don't need to wait 3 months to see if it's profitable for you.
And to do like 5x, like we told on the title of this video,
no, you don't
maybe
need to
after 1 month it's possible.
Yeah,
in some case.
I've already seen it. Yeah, definitely. But it's never for everyone, obviously. But I've already seen it. Yeah,
it could be less, could be more.
Yeah, exactly.
Depends. Okay. Yeah. And how much time do you need to invest 1,000 euros? Like, do you need to keep it at the same amount every month for all the time, or maybe as you optimize your campaigns, you can start lower the budget?
Yeah, as soon as you can see some results on your campaigns, you will definitely adjust your budget based on the figures. So if you see that, for example, some specific campaigns have good performance, maybe you're going to invest more in these campaigns, and by definition, you're going to invest more overall on Google Ads. So you always have to base all your decisions on the data from Google Ads. And if you see that the data are positive for you, so you can invest more on the profitable campaigns.
Okay, or you can just keep the same budget but have more results.
And sometimes you can also keep the same budget, optimize this budget, and try to have more results with the same budget.
Just work on the return on investment.
Yeah.
Okay, and is it working for all the businesses the same way? For example, me, I'm selling content, basically.
Yeah.
I help companies do content. I help independent creators do content. I also sell like technical stuff, like, I don't know, doing cameras, editing, etc. Is it working for me too?
Yeah, so I would say that Google Ads works for almost every advertisers. We actually support advertisers from all sectors, and I don't see any advertiser that will not be for like Google Ads will not be useful for. And yeah, as soon as you have a website, of course, because you're gonna promote your website. So as soon as you have your website and a little bit of budget, you can try Google Ads.
Okay, so let's start the method.
Yeah.
What is the first, I'll say, checklist to start your first months of campaign on Google Ads? We have some slides
exactly.
where you're going to see the information.
Beautiful slides. So before going deeper into the operational stuff, like the ads and the keywords and everything, you need to have a kind of checklist, and you need to start with that checklist before launching any campaigns. So we talked about the budget. By definition, you need to define the budget. My recommendation is to start with a minimum of 1,000 euros per month. But that's the first thing, because obviously the budget will define how many campaigns you're going to launch and how many keywords you're going to invest on. So yeah, definitely you need to define the budget. Second things, and maybe one of the most important things, is the tracking. So if you launch campaigns on Google Ads, that's for a specific goal, and you need to define what KPIs you're going to follow when you have launched your campaigns. What are the goals? If you can have figures with the goals, it's even better. If you say, for example, I want to have, 100 sales in the month, that's better than saying I want sales or more sales.
Okay, so in my case, I want maybe
Leads.
For starters, because after then I need to sell to people, because it's not a SaaS, like I really have a relationship to create with the client. But just in terms of leads, for example, I have right now I have 10 and I want 100 per week, for example.
Exactly. And so you have your goals, and then you will have to set up your tracking based on your goals. So in your case, you're talking about leads. So maybe the tracking will be able to know how many people on your website that have come from the Google Ads campaign have, for example, filled in a form. So I guess you have a form on your website.
Exactly.
So you will want to know how many people have filled in the form on your website, and that's the tracking I'm talking about. You need to put some code on your website, to be able to measure this kind of stuff.
Is it working like the Facebook pixel? It's the same.
Exactly. It's the same. Same topic, but for Google.
Okay, exactly. Oh, and is it also not just numbers? It's also like quality. Like if I want like a certain type of leads. I want really to focus on big companies, for example. In my form, I have a minimum of the budget you want to invest for the business you want to do with us. So I can have in my goals the amount minimum I want to target, and to see which type of campaign is working better for that goal.
What you can do is, if for example in your form you have somewhere when the customer has to type in the budget, for example, you can then say to Google, okay, one lead for me is someone who has filled in the form and who has put a minimum budget of, I don't know the minimum budget, but you can definitely define even precisely the tracking and the goals you're gonna ask Google for the campaigns. Another thing is the billing. It's a very administrative thing, but obviously, when you start your Google Ads account, you will need to put your bank details or credit card details, and some advertisers prepare everything but forget about that. And when they launch the campaign, it's not working.
Because it's a long process?
It's not a long process, but some advertisers, a startup just says, okay, I'm going to do it later, and they never do it. And then when they are in the rush to launch the campaign, they need to do it at the very end. So it's better for you to do it at the beginning, because you save time.
Do they have like a verification where they send you a little amount and you have to confirm that?
Yeah, you have something like that.
I did that for Google Ads, but in the other way, like when YouTube pays you for ads you run on your content.
Exactly. So they have something like that, but you can actually run your campaigns as soon as you have put a credit card. So it's not a long process, but it's just a reminder for you to do it. Then you would need to link your Google Ads accounts to some other accounts. So what kind of other accounts I'm talking about? You can, the best example is Google Analytics. So if you have a website, most of the startups with a website have Google Analytics to track all the data about the visitors, about the bounce rate, all this kind of stuff. And it's better to link the Google Analytics account and your Google Ads account, so the data will merge and you will have Google Analytics data in Google Ads and the other way. So you need to link all the accounts you have with Google Ads. You can also link your YouTube accounts, for example, with Google Ads if you want to promote some videos. So yeah, there is a tab in Google Ads when you can just go on link accounts, and then you have all the kind of accounts you can link, and you just select the ones you want.
Then the strategy, generic keywords, ads, copywriting.
Yeah, so the strategy, we're going to go deeper in that
Just
topic
after,
later. But definitely you need to think about the strategy, and you need to think about what kind of keywords are you going to bid on, what kind of ads are you going to use, what kind of copywriting. So do you want to talk in that way to your customers, or in that other ways?
How do I know that you're gonna tell me after how to find the right keywords?
Yeah, that's the
Is it
tricky
just
thing,
test and learn, or do I need to have like a first like 10, or how much keywords do I need to prepare for the start of the campaign, for example?
That's a common question, but we're going to see it later. But definitely you need to really think about that, because it's going to have a big influence on your performance. But yeah, we're going to see that later.
Okay.
In the end. The landing pages are really, really important. So if you have a website that is maybe a brand new website, but it's not really finished, or there are some bugs, I don't recommend launching campaigns, and I recommend working on the website and make it like perfect before launching the campaigns, because even if you have the best possible campaigns, if the website is not good, or if the conversion funnel is not great, you won't have lots of good performance.
What type of, for example, Google Analytics metrics do I need to check before on my landing pages before starting the Google Ads campaigns?
So the kind of metrics you're going to look at is, for example, so bounce rate, definitely.
How much?
So it really depends on the sectors and on the companies, but yeah, bounce rate above. I don't know, 70, 80% is starting to be high. But there are some businesses where having a high bounce rate is good. Yeah, but it depends. But I would recommend looking at the bounce rate.
Okay.
Definitely. You can look at the time spent, the average time spent. So if you see that people stay on the website for 4 seconds, for example, in average, that's maybe because there is something wrong, or maybe because the value proposition is not clear. So you need to look at this, and then you need to go deeper in the pages details, and maybe see if there are some pages that are more or less visited than others. And then you can see if some people drop and leave the website at some specific pages, and that's why you can see if there is a problem in the conversion funnel.
Okay, so do I need like a SEO optimized website with like 1,000 landing pages, or just maybe 10 pages or 20 pages could work for starters?
Yeah, you can actually start with one landing page, what we call a one pager. But obviously it's better if you have specific pages for specific services or products. So yeah, it's not really about the number of pages. It's really about the quality of the pages. And something really important as well is the speed of the website.
Okay.
So that's something that Google really look at for the SEO stuff, but also for the Google Ads stuff. And if your mobile website speed or your desktop website speed is low, you're going to be Google will give you a kind of punishment, I would say.
But they give you a warning actually on the Google.
Yeah, they give you actually a figure about the speed of your website.
Yeah.
And if you have a bad figure, that's because you need to improve it. So yeah, you have lots of information on Google Ads.
Okay, so you change the images and all of the JavaScript, etc.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Too simple. Maybe do you have like a go-to CMS for landing pages that works really well with Google Ads, maybe?
So I've seen good results with so actually WordPress. Yeah, it doesn't really depend on the CMS itself, but on the
template.
The template, the extension you're gonna put.
Okay.
So for example, for WordPress, if you put lots of extension that's gonna have to load, and when you go on the website, it's gonna make it slower. But we work with WordPress, Shopify, PrestaShop, WooCommerce.
Okay, so any CMS, but the most important is maybe the copywriting also. If you have a really clear
so copywriting on the website, being able to for your visitors to understand what you do really quickly, have a very short conversion funnel, and have a good speed, and that if you have this, that's it.
Okay, and the last point on the checklist is retargeting audiences.
Yeah. So because before launching your campaigns, you're going to have to create all the audiences you want to use in your campaigns. So I'm talking here about the retargeting audiences, but there are lots of other kind of audiences. And you can do that either within Google Ads or either within Google Analytics. And because you have linked both accounts, the audiences you have created in Google Analytics will go into Google Ads.
So like people that have already visited the website?
Yeah.
Okay, because you spend less buck on the people that already saw what you did to convince them with maybe another value proposition or
exactly.
Like a 50% discount.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. You can say that people who have already been on your websites are people who already know you by definition. So these people will have a better conversion rate because they already know about what you do. And if they go back on your website, that's because maybe they are really interested in what you do. And you can also definitely have another message for them, like a discount, for example. And when you have a specific message for these people, sometimes the conversion rate is even better.
Like work on all the objections people could have that stopping
when
them
they
from
think
buying.
About, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's really the basics of ads in general. Like if you don't do retargeting, like you're losing a lot of money. You have to start there. Even if you don't have 1,000, if you have just 10, put it on retargeting.
Yeah, actually, that's why when you go on the website, you always see ads on Google, on Facebook, on websites about the website you have visited, like the day before, for example. Most of all advertisers do retargeting, and it's money, it's budget you spend for qualified people because they already know you. So it's one of the top campaigns you can launch.
Okay, great. So all the checklist is checked. I have everything set up. Let's start the first campaign. Maybe the next slide. Okay, perfect. Account structure. So we have 1,000 per month. So that's 33 euros per day. How do you spend it for each campaign?
So you need to know that on Google Ads, the budget you're gonna have is gonna be split by day. So everything works by day on Google Ads. So when you set up your campaign, you budget on each campaign is going to be by day for most people. So we started with a 1,000 euros per month budget, and I wanted to give startups and companies a recommendation about how they can split this budget. So the first thing is bidding on your brand. Which is basically when people look for your company and type in your company on Google, you want to be at the top. And
sure.
And you don't want competitors being at the top and you being second, for example, in SEO. So
because that's actually a strategy, right? To pay for
competitors. So we're gonna see that at the beginning, at the end. Sorry, but the brand is something really easy. You just need to bid on your brand. So you can actually bid on your brand and bid on brand plus other words. So for example,
Studio Majorel Paris, Studio Majorel Video, podcast.
So the brand itself plus
all
the
my
brand plus
keywords.
Exactly. So that's something really I would say secure. That's a secure campaign because
that you will keep in any case, even if it's not performing particularly well.
Most of the time it performs because it's only people who are looking for you.
So that's a small target audience.
And most of the time, even if you don't have a big awareness, you won't spend lots of money on that campaign because maybe you don't have a very big awareness. So that's the brand campaign. For the generic one, the generic campaigns are, and you can see that, are taking the biggest budget among the campaigns, which is more than half the daily budget. So the generic campaigns are useful for acquire people who don't know you and who are looking for your service or your product. So for example, in your case, we're gonna bid on specific keywords around your service. So for example, I don't know,
podcast, talk show, video, live stream.
These kind of keywords, and maybe you can go deeper. For example, live stream service, live stream company. So filming live stream. So I don't know. You know better the keywords.
And do you also work on the location? For example, for me, because it's a Paris-based business. Do you do video in Paris and video alone? How
So
does
you
that work?
can either do, for example, video in Paris or video filming in Paris, or you can just bid on very generic keywords like video filming, but in your campaign options, you're going to say, I want to target only people in Paris or in Ile-de-France.
Okay.
Yeah, so you choose. So either you can put the geographic insight in the keyword itself.
It's the same or?
So the best solution is to do both, is to have one campaign targeting Ile-de-France but with a generic keywords, and one other campaign targeting France, the whole country, but with Paris in the keyword.
Okay.
So the generic campaigns are the most important because you, as I said, you spend the biggest budget on that, and your role is to select the right keywords. So the game is to be as granular as possible. Not you don't need to create, for example, 10 generic campaigns, but I would say that you need to create, for example, 2 or 3 generic campaigns, and inside these generic campaigns you will have really related keywords and ads. So for example, someone who is looking for studio filming Paris, you want to put an ad that is saying exactly we are a studio who can help you film in Paris, for example.
Okay.
So you really answer to the guy request on Google.
Okay.
And that's the game. You always need to try to have ads that are really related to the keywords.
Okay.
And don't have, for example, in the same what we call ad group. So in one campaign you have many ad groups. So in the same ad group you try not to have, for example, 2 keywords talking about 2 very specific topics, because in the ad you won't be able to talk about both topics.
Okay.
So it's better to split.
Yeah. Okay. So in each campaign, each ad group is like one creative, because in Facebook ads, I know a little bit more about Facebook ads.
Yeah.
It's one creative. So for that creative, you have the corresponding keywords, and then another one for other keywords, and you separate.
Yeah, so you split your ad groups. Actually, ad group in Google Ads would be the ad set in Facebook.
Okay.
And inside the ad group, you can have 2, 3, 4 ads. But the key is to have in one ad group very related keywords and ads. And if you do so, Google will give you what they call a good quality score, which is a score on a rate of 10, from 1 to 10. And they look at if your ads and if your keywords are really close and if they talk about the same topic. And so if you have a good quality score, you will have a low CPC. So you will pay less for one click, which is great.
Okay, so like 3 campaigns and 3 keywords per campaign, for example?
So in terms of amount of keywords, we can say that obviously it depends on the of your business, but maybe you can try to start with I would say between 10 and 20 keywords per ad groups.
Okay.
And because
is it working like a or like a and?
Yeah. So there is a tricky stuff in Google Ads which is called the match type.
Okay.
So for example, if I put the keywords filming in Paris and I put a large match type, Google will also show my ad if people are looking for people are typing I'm looking for a filming service in Paris.
Okay.
So they will match your keywords with lots of terms people will look for on Google.
Okay, that are related.
Exactly, related keywords. So to conclude, the generic campaigns, first, what you need to do is to try to define lots of keywords that actually talk about your services. Then you will try to split them in X groups. So, for example, in 5 or 6 groups, and then you're gonna put all these groups in the campaign. So, for example, one campaign with 3 ad groups, one other campaign with 2 ad groups, I don't know. And inside these ad groups, you're going to get ads and keywords that are really close.
Okay.
And that's how tomorrow, when someone will look for your services, you're going to show an ad with this specific service.
Perfect.
That
Understood.
you was looking for. Yeah.
And you can also give names like to the ad groups. I like to have everything clean.
Yeah, that's something.
Okay,
that's something important. You need to give really precise name on your ad groups and campaigns. So when 2 weeks later, you're going to look at your performance. You're going to see, oh, that's the campaign talking about video service. So yeah, I see that this campaign work or doesn't work, but that's better for you to understand.
Yeah, for example, for me, it could be one ad group for companies and maybe one for customers, independent creators, and another one for people that really want just a quick service like editing or for example, and the keywords will be specific for each. Okay, perfect.
So this is the generic campaigns, and this is actually one of the campaigns you're going to work on a lot in the coming weeks, because that's where you can actually try new keywords, stop keywords, and so that's a almost unlimited campaign you can work on, because the generic terms are. Yeah, there are lots of generic terms for.
And you can still try new ones.
New ones, exactly.
Then retargeting.
So the retargeting.
€6 per day.
Yeah, so the retargeting campaigns is about, as we said earlier, targeting once again your visitors, your website visitor. So some services, when you go on the website for the first time, maybe you need some time to think about it, and you need to compare offers with other services. And that's why the retargeting is useful, because you're going to see an ad in between. So when you think about subscribing to a service, the retargeting will remind you that this service exists. Yeah. So that's why investing in retargeting is good for you. So you're going to remind your visitors that you exist.
Yeah, people that saw your service but maybe are still browsing different solutions. If you keep telling them I'm here,
at some point they will say, okay.
Yeah. Actually, there's more chance they will do that than someone totally that doesn't know you. And
exactly.
Yeah.
And so for the retargeting, you can do it on the display network, the Google display network, which is actually a network of websites where you can show your ads.
So that's another product actually.
Yeah, that's another.
Like for the generic, you're using the search product.
Exactly.
And then you're using the network of
display. Yeah. So today we're going to talk, the search is, most of advertisers use the search campaigns, but one display retargeting campaign is always great. And the final goal for you is, for example, when I go on the Le Monde website, for example, I will see an ad, a banner, a visual of the website I've visited the day before, and that's how I'm gonna be. I'm going to think about this service. So this is your goal. You just select, you just need to have creatives, or you can either do it directly in Google Ads. So they have a tool.
To create
to create the visual. If you don't have the resources.
We have artists in our company working for us. So
so for you case, I think you have resources.
Yeah.
And as soon as you have the creatives, you just upload them to Google, and then you say, for example, I'm going to target people who have been on my website in the last 60 days, for example, or 30 days, and then you're going to start seeing your ads on different websites.
Okay, and you test different creatives, or it's the next step?
No, so I would say that obviously when you have launched your campaign, you need to A/B test new creatives, but at the beginning, don't launch the retargeting campaigns with only one creative. So it's better if you have, for example, 3-4 creatives, so you can A/B test either the content of the creative, so what you say, or either the color or the call to action. You can try it
with the same message, but different color, different typo, disposition. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. DSA. What does that mean?
Do you know? No. So the DSA is the dynamic search ads, which is actually a way for you to use Google machine learning to find new keywords.
Okay.
That's a very specific campaign. You don't put any keywords in that campaign. That's Google who will look at your website, and then they're going to look at the terms and the keywords on your website. And if, for example, on your website you have 10 times video services, they will understand that they need to bid on this keyword, and so you don't have to do anything. They will bid on this keyword for you.
But is there a chance that they will find the same keywords as my generic keywords?
Yeah, that's possible. So that's why you can exclude your the keywords you have put in the generic campaigns. You can exclude them from the DSA.
Okay.
And
so
also,
you see, I don't know what that means, but
you understand really quickly. And you can also exclude exclude, pages which are not useful. So, for example, you don't want Google to look at your
like my team.
Or contact page,
yeah.
because you don't want to be on the keyword contact me, for example. So you select specific pages. You don't put any keywords, and actually even in the ads, Google will select the title for you. You don't have to pull the title of your ads. So it's kind of an automated campaign, and that's great for you if you have forgot, or if you want to find new keywords. That's a great way for you to be helped by Google.
Okay, cool.
And two options that are not mandatory, I would say, but you can decide to use them. So the first one is the competitors campaign, which is basically bidding on your competitor's name. So, for example, for Adidas, they want to be at the top when someone is looking for Nike. So that's possible.
For me, I always type for, like, when I find a service that is interesting but too expensive, say I don't know, Zapier alternative.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I see all of the competitors.
And competitors bid on the Zapier term, because they know that people are looking for this kind of service, but not Zapier because of the pricing of something else. Exactly. So that's something you can do, but the risk is that your competitors will do the same. Because they're going to see that you bid on their name. So, for example, they can bid on your name. So you need to think about that. But that's a great strategy, because when someone is looking for Zapier, for example, if you're a Zapier competitor, you're going to be at the top. And so people will see, oh, okay, there is an alternative I didn't know. Okay, let's click on this one and let's see. And maybe this guy will subscribe to Zapier.
And there's no limit, actually, on the bid? Like... if I keep bidding more and more with my competitors, like there's some keywords that are really high.
Yeah, there are some keywords. Actually, I've seen when I was working at Google, I've seen keywords around 2,000 euros.
Per day?
No, one click.
One click?
One click. So when you click on the ad.
What is that? Like a Bitcoin?
No,
or what?
It was about insurance. Because they know that if you click on an insurance ad, you have a high likelihood to convert. Yeah. And as the insurance contract is very high, so it's profitable for them to bid as high. Yeah. But yeah, most of the competitors' bids are high because you're gonna bid against your competitors on that keyword. And
I have one really dumb question, but how do you know where you're on the results? Like if you just like private navigation, you type the keyword and you see the position you're at.
So that's a figure Google was giving in the previous year, and in Google Ads you had a column saying position, and then you could see, okay, so my average position for that campaign is 3, this one is 2, but they removed this figure.
It was too stressed.
It was one year ago. Yeah, and they said you don't need to focus too much on the position, because being third or second is not that important. Invest more time in looking for new keywords, in optimizing campaigns, optimizing your ads, but don't focus too much on the position. But a solution, would be to go in private navigation and to type in your keywords, but maybe. First, the results you're going to see on Monday may be different from Tuesday. If you are in Paris, it can be different from if you are in Lyon. If you are on mobile, it can be different from being
and maybe Google are evil and they are developing some tool to always show you like bad results just for your IP address.
Maybe I don't think so. I cannot say that in front of the camera, but but so that's a way for you to see your position.
Okay, great. And then shopping.
So shopping it's a very specific type of campaigns, because it's another type of campaign. So we have talked about the search campaigns, we have talked about display, and that's another one. Shopping is very specific for retail advertisers. So for if you sell a product and you want your product being being seen at the top of Google. You know, there is a tab which is shopping, and then you can see the product above the search ads. So that's a great way for you to show directly your product with the price, with an image. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, about this shopping tab. And that's most of the time it's a very profitable campaign, because before clicking, the visitors, the Google visitors, will see your image, your product, the price, who is selling the product, so you, and you haven't spent anything, then that the people can see this information. So when they click on it, you can think about, okay, they are on my website and they know my price, they have seen the product.
So for example, if I have a package, I want to start like a really simple, like you pay X and you have this, I can do it on shopping.
Yes, it's only for retailers, so you need to have a physical product.
Okay, it can be services.
No, you need to have a physical product to sell.
Like a ebook. Does it work for ebooks and all that stuff?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I would need to check, and I would advise people to check online, but I don't think so. Most of shopping campaigns are used for physical products.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty much it. Do you have any tips maybe to go further in the campaign?
So one thing I was talking about is the split you need to make between the ads and the keywords. And one data you need to look at is the quality score I was talking about. And that's something really important on Google Ads, because that's gonna define how much you pay for one click. So for all your campaigns, and I'm talking about search only because quality score is only for search, I would recommend for you to look at the quality score. But actually, we're going to see lots of other ways to improve your campaigns and to optimize your campaigns as soon as they are launched.
Okay, so we go to the next step. Yeah. Okay, next slide. Perfect. That's it.
Yeah, that's this one. So you can see some tips about, I would say, around everything we have talked about. There are some tips you can use. So first, the extensions. What are the ad extensions? It's some information you can put below the ad. Like your phone number, like your address, like your if you have a mobile app, you can put a link to your mobile app. So there are lots of extension types, and that's great for you to put this extension. It's free. And you will take more space on Google, because your ad will be bigger.
Can you also do it for like I see sometimes that videos are like YouTube videos are appearing on Google search results?
Yeah, so it's not.
Can you it's not use it for that?
No, it's not. The videos are what Google called the knowledge graph, which is the organic side of Google.
Okay, so you can't build on that,
For an advertiser, you cannot. But the extension, the search extension, are already great for you to show more information. On top of what you have put in the ads. And actually, that's going to improve your quality score. So the score I'm talking about, you're going to get a better quality score if you have lots of extension. For the keywords match type, so we have also talked about that. So I don't recommend using broad match type at the beginning, because if you use broad match type, you're going to allow Google to show you ads on very broad terms. So you're going to spend a lot on terms that are maybe not really relevant for you. So I would recommend to start with the phrase match, exact match, or if you know a bit about Google Ads, you can start with broad match modifier. But the broad match type is a bit too broad for me, I think, to start when you start a campaign.
Audience lists.
So we talked about the retargeting audiences, if you remember, in the setup checklist. And that's where you're going to put the audience list in your campaigns. So, for example, if you bid €1 for someone looking for a Paris video film service, if people look for this keyword and also have been on your website in the last 30 days, for example, you don't want to bid €1, but maybe you want to bid more. You want to bid, I don't know, one euro and 50 cents.
Oh, okay.
So that's a way for you to ask Google, if someone has been on my website before, I want to bid a bit more, or maybe a bit less, it depends. But I want to bid more, and I want to adjust my bid based on the fact that someone is part of one specific audience.
Okay.
The bidding strategies are something a bit complex, but so you know that when you start a Google campaign, you will pay as soon as someone click on your ad, and that's what we call the cost per click bidding strategy.
Okay.
So you select a bid, for example, as I said, €1 for one specific keyword, and you need to select an amount for each keyword. Because Google knows that that's something really time consuming, they have created other kind of bidding. And for example, you can say, if you don't want to spend time of choosing the amount you want to bid on each keyword, you can say, I want to have one lead that costs me €20, for example.
Okay.
And Google will, you don't choose the bids you want to put, and Google will choose the bids for you on each keyword. So at the end of the month, you will have your leads for €20 in average.
Okay.
So that's a way for you to save time, and that's a way for Google to maybe bid for you and to be maybe more performant for you at your place. But if you start your campaign, I would recommend to start with ECPC, which is a cost per click strategy, but a bit enhanced by Google, and you're going to be helped by Google. So it's a really bit automated by Google. So if you start with this strategy, you will select the bids for your keywords, and then you will have a bit of control. And at the beginning, when you launch campaign, it's good to have control on your bids.
Yeah, because can you really trust Google to spend your money? Like,
so at some point,
it's a tricky question, right?
Yeah, at some point you can, but that's why I would say at the beginning you need to control almost everything.
Okay.
Start in ECPC, even more if you have a low budget and you are a bit short, in terms of budget. Don't start with a full automated strategy.
Yeah, maybe you can prioritize the keywords based on your knowledge of the business.
Yeah, and you can prioritize keywords, and Google maybe won't have the same priority on the keywords that you're going to have, and they're going to bid a lot on keywords where you would have put maybe a low bid.
Yeah.
So that's better to start with the ECPC.
Okay.
And the final thing is the bid adjustment. So I was talking about the bid adjustment for audience, but you can also adjust the bids based on lots of stuff on Google. So the most popular things are the device. So for example, you can say, I want to bid more for people who look for my service on the mobile, or I want to invest less for people who are looking for it on the...
So that's based on maybe the use case of how clients go to your website, when, what device they use. Like, for example, for me, mostly they are at work, so maybe that's more on the computer than the...
So in your case, for example, if you know that most of your clients are businesses, I would say that you need to invest a bit less on the mobile, and you want to put more budget on the desktop. And you can do the same with demographics, for example. If you know that your customers are more men or women, if you know that people are aged between 25 years old and 45 years old, you can also do by day. So if you tell me, I know that on Saturday and Sunday, nobody is looking for my service, so you can actually put minus 100% on the Saturday and Sunday, so you don't spend anything during the weekend. And the time also you can do, for example,
just work hours.
Yeah, work hour, and you don't want to spend at midnight, for example.
But if I'm selling shoes, like it's the complete opposite, actually.
Yeah, so if you're selling shoes, maybe people are less interested into shoes at 3 a.m. Than at 8 p.m. But you really need to think about your business, your service, and start to think about a classic journey of your customer. If it's on mobile, if it's a woman, if it's a man or she's a woman, if it's a Monday, if it's a Friday, I don't know. And then you will adjust your bids based on all this journey.
Okay, perfect. So now we're ready to start the campaigns. Everything is set up.
Yes.
So what does the first month look like? What do I have to do? Maybe the next slide, please. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
So you have the structure, the campaign structure. You have all the, the setup you need to put at the when you launch your campaigns. And then when you launch them, the most important part is the following weeks, because you cannot just launch the campaign and wait and see and come back to your Google Ads account 3 weeks later. So I would recommend at the beginning to go on your Google Ads account every day. Maybe if you have enough time, you can go on the account maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes a day at the beginning. And you need to look at the figures on the Google Ads account. And if you remember, we talked about the goals and the KPIs, and that's what you're going to look at. So only look at the KPIs of your ads, of your campaigns. And for example, if you see one campaign that have good KPIs, see how you can maybe invest more. See if you can maybe put new keywords. In the other way, if you see that one campaign, like I don't know, like 5 specific keywords are spending a lot, but for 0 leads, but maybe you're gonna think about maybe cutting these keywords. Okay. And you can actually do the same with almost every features on Google Ads. So you can, for example, if you see that on Monday it's not performing well, you can shut Monday and you don't spend on Monday anymore. So that's you need to look at all the KPIs. I put some I would say very classic KPIs you can look at on Google Ads. So the CTR, it's the click-through rate. So
for each impression, how much?
Yeah, exactly. Among 100 impression, how many people have clicked on your ad? Okay. And a good CTR starts from 2-3% is starting to be a good CTR. Conversion. So conversion is definitely the goal we were talking about before. Yeah. So for example, like in your case, it's going to be leads.
Okay, it's like a response on my form.
On your website, yeah. Cost per conversion can help you knowing if one lead is expensive on one campaign and maybe less expensive on another. Because if you have a campaign that generates 10 leads, you're going to say, oh, that's great. But if you have spent 500 euros, maybe it's not that great for you. So you need to compare the conversion with the cost. Always compare the conversion with the cost.
You can fill in the cost, not the cost, but how much like is how much people are spending when you convert them. So to see it, or you have to do the math yourself?
The cost per conversion tab column is by default, you can see it on Google. But if you want to put the value of your customer after the lead, you can import the data on your Google Ads campaign. But that's something
more advanced.
Yeah, more advanced. Yeah, exactly. Okay. The quality score, I think we have talked about that before. Audiences and bidding strategies, search terms. And you can see lots of other KPIs, but that's something you need to look at the very beginning. For example, the search terms, you need to look at what people are looking at when they see your ads, what people are typing on Google when they see your ads, because if you see that lots of people type in keywords that are not relevant for you, that's maybe something you have keywords that are bad for your business, so you need to cut them. So really take time to look at the KPIs.
And you start cutting from day one, or like day 2, or you have to wait a whole week to see maybe this keyword's not working on Monday, but maybe on Friday it will work. So if I cut it on Tuesday, I will not see the result.
No, you need to wait a bit. I would say that maybe after 1 week, one and a half week, you can start to cut stuff. But you need also to think about how much you are ready to pay for a lead. If you tell me that, I'm ready to pay 10 euros for one lead, and there is a keyword that I spend 30 euros with 0 lead, then maybe you can start to cut it. But if you spend only 5 euros, you can say, okay, let's give it a chance, more chance to see if it's going to convert.
Okay, and you see results like from day 2. You can see results like
yeah, definitely.
Every day, there's people typing my keywords on Google. You're sure of that?
Yeah, and actually, you're gonna see your website traffic that's gonna grow. because lots of people are going to go on your website thanks to the campaigns. And so all these people are going to look for your service, go on your website, go on your different pages, and in the end maybe do some conversions. But that's why you need to look at it and to follow the figures. And yeah, the budget. So follow your campaign's performance very closely. So I think that's clear for you. And the final thing is, obviously, adjust your budget. Don't think that the budget you have decided at the very beginning is the budget for the following 3 months. So if you see after 1 week, 2 weeks that specific campaigns are performing better, adjust the budget, maybe put more budget in one specific campaign to another, I don't know. But that's something that's not strict. You can definitely adjust the budget based on your performance.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm set up to start. I have my budget. I have everything. I would just need to go and do that. Maybe for the people that are looking at us right now, what would this strategy mean for my business? Maybe after 2-3 months. What kinds of, for example, the clients you already have? What will that change for me? Obviously I will have more leads, etc. But I will also spend. So what would be different in my business after that?
So as I said, you're going to have more traffic on your website, and definitely you're going to have more leads, more conversion, more activity, I would say, on your website and for your business. One thing is that you will have more awareness, so people will know a bit more about you. Your target people will know more about you. And what's going to change for you is that you're going to have more traction, I would say, and you're going to learn a lot about your service because you're going to have people that didn't know you before, that these people are going to go on your website. And so you're going to see if the service is working, if the pricing is good, if people understand what you do based on what you have on your website. So you're going to learn a lot about your service, about your website, about what you're selling.
Maybe it's going to change the way I sell things
definitely
directly on the phone with my clients. The keywords that are more relevant to tell them.
And we have seen a lot of advertisers that change their website based on the feedback they have from all the people coming from the campaign. So you're going to learn a lot, and on the other side, obviously, you're going to have more business, and that's the main goal of the Google Ads campaigns. So even though you need to spend a bit, you're going to have leads, you're going to have conversion, you're going to have sales, and that's what you need to look at. But without investing anything, you're not able to generate sales.
And how does the ROI curve look like? Is it like exponential, like it starts really slow and then it explodes, or does it plateau at some point?
So maybe it can, so it's going to grow quite quickly if you really look at your campaign's performance and adjust in the very beginning. And at some point, you're going to be, after, for example, 1 month, 1.5 months, you're going to have campaigns that are optimized. You're going to invest only on relevant keywords. You're going to have performing ads. And that's when you're going to start to look for new areas. So, for example, new keywords, new ads. So you're going to start to go at the second level of the optimization. But yeah, so at some point, you won't almost all your budget will be put in profitable stuff, profitable campaigns. So it's growing quite quickly, and then at some point maybe it's going to be a bit more steady, and that's how you're going to try to look for new areas, new keywords,
maybe new services also,
new types of campaigns.
Okay, perfect. So that's it, guys. You have all the tools to start your Google Ads campaigns. Maybe just one thing. Let's say it looks like a lot of work, actually. It's really interesting, but maybe I want to invest my time in, I don't know, recruiting good talent for my company or working on my product, and I don't have the time. Maybe I have the budget, but not the time to invest in all of that, look at every day the campaigns, and I don't have anyone in my company, and I don't plan to hire someone that is really good at that. how much more than the 1,000 euros would I need to spend to work, for example, with Datashake to do all of that?
So we look at the budget you invest on Google Ads, and we have a specific pricing that is a percentage of what you spend. So it really depends on the amount, and obviously the more the amount is high, and the less the percentage is, like the percentage will be lower. But we don't have a specific one amount for all advertisers. So it depends.
Yeah, sure. But like 1,000 is your minimum, for example, to work with someone?
Yeah, so the minimum budget, I would say, is 1,000 euros per month. But we have actually advertisers that spend less. But the strict minimum for us is better, I would say, to A/B test all the stuff, is 1,000 euros per month. Yeah.
Okay, and do I need to have another budget to pay you to set up everything? Yeah. I suppose.
Yeah, so there is another budget which is either as I said, it depends on the budget you put on the Google Ads, and it starts from 1,000 euros per month for our services, and it's growing. If you spend 20,000 euros per month on the campaigns, our services fees are going to be bigger.
Yeah.
But the minimum for us is 1,000 euros.
Okay, so basically, and do I need like a month before of 1,000 before you start the campaign to set up? It will be the first month.
Very beginning.
So like 2,000, I can start work with you and have a good result.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. Where do I sign?
So you can actually reach out to us on the datashake.fr, and you can also reach out to me directly on LinkedIn or stuff like that. But go on the website and you can fill in the form.
Okay, perfect. I think that's it.
Thank
you for everything you told us. It's really interesting. I hope you liked this strategy, and you can start really have a great results with your campaigns. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.